Nah. Hey, what we doing? We pursuing who we influencing, man. My dude Trey, he sent this to me, told me to react to it. So I'm gonna react to it. So just like my nigga Trey did, send me videos, so you know what I'm saying, so your boy can react to them. It's about, I gotta tell y'all, we watching. I get right into it. I don't play. You know what I'm saying? So let's get right into this shit right now. 1, 2, 3. Damn.
And anybody who has ever floated in water knows once you let go and stop thinking about it, you're completely fine. And that's what
it's hard for me to float though, bro. I got my muscles are too dense, my body fat too low, my balls too heavy, you know.
Anybody that's shooting.
That's the reason why I can't swim. I thought it was a black nigga. Well, it's a BBC thing. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But I really can't swim though. I really can't. Yeah, shit. Nigga might die in it. Nigga might die and shit.
For something extremely high, you have to start with
a little irrational.
A little irrational, because if you were to let logic or rationality, you wouldn't make it because everything.
Obstacles.
Yes, the numbers, the odds.
You can't do that.
The odds are in your favor. It's a strength. I still have the same delusion from when I was 6 and 12.
Yep.
That's it. How did it feel to you?
Let me think.
Don't think. Feel. It is like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger or you will miss all that heavenly glory.
Don't count yourself out.
That make a lot of sense. Especially when you train and shit, but like what you see with the karate shit. I can understand a lot why you shouldn't think in those type of situations. Have you good example. I remember I was watching this football game and this nigga had missed a kick. It was one, you know, kickers, they kick all day. They kick all day. But for some reason, before this dude was about to kick, his coach came up to him and, you know, fucked with him. Came up to him and said, hey man, don't miss that, you know, came to him and said, man, you got it. Soon as his coach said that, I already knew he fucked up, right? As soon as his coach said that, because now he got him thinking about it. You want him to act like this is any other fucking kick. Then it was funny. I think this had to be a Ravens game or some shit. Because then after that, I watched this Bill Belichick interview about the game. He was like, me too. He was like, I will never talk to my kicker. I would have told him get his ass, you know, I would act like it was just any other kick. But as soon as the coach came to him, put that pressure on him, had him thinking about it, boom. Had him think, you thinking too much.
You gonna have people ignore, like, think trying to like take you away from your blessings. Don't count yourself out. Look.
Dead ass broke, bro, with no money, no power, no food at the crib, food stamps. Mama she don't got no car. She don't know where the fuck next meal coming from. Lamborghini, but them niggas to be bums. Like, nigga, them niggas.
Pay attention to what Phantom said. He said, don't count yourself out. That is so deep. It's so significant. It's so powerful. You cannot attain something if you've already assumed the belief that that thing is unattainable. And most of us have these beliefs about things that are just outside of our reach. We may say, oh yeah, one day I'll be rich. Oh yeah, I'll be a millionaire one day. Or I'd love to be a billionaire. Who wouldn't? But deep down, you really believe you're going to die probably regular. You know, you probably are going to die if you give it a good go. Maybe you'll have a decent house, a house that's better than whatever your parents had. You'll have a nice, you know what I'm saying, maybe a couple cars, whatever. But deep down, you don't believe that one day you're going to own a penthouse in Manhattan. You don't really believe you're going to have a 6-bedroom house overlooking the beach in Jamaica. You don't really believe that that is available to you. And if you do not first believe that that's even an option, it's not an option. It will never be an option. So don't count yourself out. You have to be open to receive everything. Maybe you are supposed to die the wealthiest man who has ever lived, the greatest who has ever done it in your field. Have you ever even given that a possibility?
Be bums, nigga.
That nigga on something. But you know who it is that fucking make me think anything is possible? Like, I get people that talk shit about my reaction channel. They talk shit about everything. I got family. They all talk shit. But you know one person who, he kind of just fucked up my delusion for myself? Barack fucking Obama. Barack fucking Obama. You know why? Because bro, he had to be one delusional motherfucker to really think that he was gonna be the first black president. I mean, that right there did enough for me. I was like, it ain't nothing on here I can't get. Because if you let this dude become a black president, come on now. In a country where people, like we better, but like not even too long ago, people was just beating up black people. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to get racial and shit, but I'm just saying the pure delusion that dude had to have to actually achieve that is fucking crazy. And then when you even hear him speak, he sound like he was supposed to be there. I never heard a doubt in Barack Obama's voice. So you can love him or hate him, but man, I just think about the fucking delusion. Like, you gotta be one delusional ass nigga to be black and be like, I'm finna be telling people what to do in this country. Like Barack Obama or not, but that's some real shit. But he up to something.
I used to be a fucking bum, bro.
As humans, one of the exclusive skills that we have that no other creature on this earth has is the ability to analyze and think about situations over an extended period of time. But see, if your gift is not used in the right way, then it will eventually turn into a curse. Overthinking is something we do in society due to various reasons. Like, Instagram baddies saying they want a man that's 6'6", 6 feet tall, 6 inches, and makes over 6 figures a year. Men saying they want a big booty Latina who is basically just a sex robot who cooks, clean, and sucks dick. To be successful in life is to
it would do very well if that ever came to market. I'm just saying.
Be happy, to be fulfilled, to experience love. We get so used to having to think about stuff to make things happen, or so we think we thought it into existence. And to be fair, sometimes it is that thinking that allows us to advance in this life. But I found
But man, I just think about the coolest niggas in this world who are, you would think they just the best thinkers, but in reality, it's a matter of thinking and also believing in your instincts as well. Cause Elon Musk a great one. Man, like, just think about how ironic is the richest nigga the richest niggas is the most unrealistic niggas. Come on now. This nigga talking about electronic cars, fucking space and shit. He the one talking the crazy shit. He the richest though. You would listen to him and be like, what the fuck is this nigga talking about Mars and shit? But he happened to be the richest nigga. But I just think about maybe Jeff, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know why. Because I think about this shit too. People think about Jeff Bezos. Man, we'll get your package to you tomorrow, nigga. Nigga's like, what? Bro, ain't no fucking way we can get this nigga back. Nigga, yes we can. Nigga, I said we can. Richest nigga. That's crazy though. Just think, bro. That's crazy though. Hey, being realistic keeping you broke. I mean, not really, but it's not keeping you from touching some new shit, some new ass, some new whatever. For real.
More times than not, it is not even close to that. That is what gets us this far. It is not our own thoughts and ideas that we are communicating through various art forms and words, but we are merely just the mediums for these ideas to speak through that want to be heard. So often, what gets in your way to take that final step to walk through the door to get what you want after waiting your turn is quite literally the same thing that got us this far. Thinking. Your gift can be just as easily your curse. I know this sounds backwards right now, but let me explain.
No, it doesn't. The double-edged sword is a real thing. For many people, the same thing that is their biggest strength is oftentimes their biggest weakness.
Art of not thinking.
And the other thing about it is, I mean, our brains are just really functioned to keep us safe. But if you understand though, safety does not get you nowhere. I mean, just think about every time we evolutionized. Motherfucking, these niggas walking far as hell. Like how the U.S. started. Motherfuckers had to walk somewhere and they don't even know where they going to build all this great shit. You know what I'm saying?
On August 29th, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, a star was born. A Virgo. An angel, some would call. This kid at the age of 5.
That boy Michael
could already dance better than most grown men. Had a stage presence at 5 that most artists today aspire to get one day. And if none of this by itself impressed you, well, just wait till the kid actually opened his mouth to sing. A god.
Bro, this is how you know Michael is goated, bro. Like the GOAT. I put on Michael Jackson for the first time yesterday with my daughters in the car. They instantly just start dancing, bro. This man was truly, truly something special. R.I.P. to the GOAT.
Was created. I know there's the ongoing joke of
oh, baby, give me one more chance.
He's so goated, and I don't want to even bring up all that weird shit like they suppose he done, but like he the only nigga we don't cancel. For real, because it's not. I don't want to bring that up. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to bring that up. Whatever, nigga. This ain't law. And go somewhere else with that shit. All I'm saying though is, nigga, we still did like when that smooth. You know, whenever that shit come on, my favorite. I wanna rock with you all night. I wanna dance the night away. Ooh, that's that shit. And he had one of the best video games ever created. Like top 5. That's top 5 video games. Stop. I mean, this is universal for family or like, bro. Top 5 video games ever. How do you have a top 5 video game with nobody dying in it? That nigga's a goat.
I'm sorry. I just had to. That's fuck, man. Can't believe he's dead.
To what, a belt in one hand and a guitar in the other, saying, you know what I'm saying, you better get these moves right, and if you don't, I'm gonna whoop your ass. But regardless, Michael genuinely had a love for music, dancing, and expressing himself through these art forms. You could hear it in his melodies. The pain that was caused for the advancement of his music from his childhood was also his therapy. His curse was also his gift. But you don't get to that level of Michael Jackson talent-wise, success-wise, with just pure thinking or even practice. And I want to make it clear for all of you reactors probably watching this right now with y'all Lego my ego head ass who finna sit here and say, well, you gotta work, bro, don't neglect the execution. The work will naturally be there when the love is there, which Michael had. But more importantly, Michael didn't think about his art. He let it naturally come to him. Most of Michael Jackson's biggest well-known songs were spurts of inspiration.
How do you write a song?
How do I write a song? Well,
I kind of go against that too. Yeah, work is very important, but depending on, because some people do work and they still don't believe, and that's the problem. You ever, depending on what kind, if you was a football player and shit or sports, you ever had that one nigga who is just cold? Like, you never seen him practice. He always the first one gone. He smoked, he drank, he was late, but that nigga just always came through and balled. That nigga was, hey, I bet you had this trait though. He was one confident motherfucker. Like, you wouldn't pick a fight with that nigga. That's fucking real. I had one nigga. That nigga was an all-state running back. Nigga smoked at least a half before a game. I'm like, nigga, how is you high? This nigga high. Wiz Khalifa high in this motherfucker. Running niggas over, crossing them up. He was little as hell, too. He's like 5'7", 5'8". Bro, I was like, this nigga is he wasn't swole. He was like, nigga was just confident out the motherfucker. He was littler than me. I still was like, man, if I had to fight that nigga, I'm gonna just cross my fingers because that nigga just act like he had hands, bro. And I ain't no pussy ass nigga. I probably would have beat his ass. But I'm just saying, just how he walked though, how that nigga talk, pause. That nigga was confident. And I'm just trying to tell you. So you can work hard still, but I'm just saying, sometimes if you don't work hard and believe, then all that working hard shit don't matter.
if I sat here and played some chords, whatever, and say, I'm going to write the best song I've ever written, nothing happens. Something in the heavens has to say, look, this is the time that this is going to be laid on you, and this is when I want you to have it. Now, I remember when I wrote Billie Jean.
This is actually biblical. Let me show you guys a verse real quick. Now, this is John the Baptist talking here. He's like the guy who was the predecessor to Jesus. He says, no one can receive anything except what is given him from heaven. Now, I'm not a Christian, nor do I believe that. I don't look at the Bible the way that Christians look at the Bible, but I do believe that since the dawn of humanity, since humans have been thinking about their condition, their existence, purpose, all of that, they have discovered universal truths that then get encapsulated in stories and narratives and are expressed in different ways in different cultures. And so you can find these truths all over the place. It's just that I know the Bible better than a lot of other books. Let's just put it like that. And so here, Michael says, what does he say? He says, if I just sit in front of the keyboard and say, I'm going to write the greatest song I've ever written, nothing happens. It must come to him. No one can receive anything except what is given to him from heaven. Now, where is heaven? That's a whole other argument. That's a whole other conversation. We're not going to get into that. But this is true. It must come to you.
I was riding in my car down Ventura Boulevard. All I said to myself beforehand, Well,
I will say publicly, I believe in God and Jesus Christ. And I don't know if this counteracts with, not counteracts, but I like to put on top of it is what my favorite verse is. I know we have a little story time, but stay with me. My favorite verse is this verse about faith in the Bible. And I feel like you can't really do nothing without faith. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to so I can say it to you verbatim. I wish I could think of it in my head, but Bible verse about faith, Bible verse. Let me see. It is now Hebrews 11:1 says, now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. So I would go all, I wish I could, but I think you really can't accomplish nothing without faith. All these people, you think they have faith that they can actually do it. So when people be like, I don't see it happening, and they're still wondering, like, what? Like, what the fuck? Why? You know, whatever, excuse my language. I'm talking about the Bible right now, but they don't see it happening, so they don't believe in it. That's when you already mess up right there, because you don't. Real faith is when you can't see it. So that's why you got to do stuff when you don't see it. Like, in order for you to even get gains in the gym, you got to go to the gym when you don't see gains. So if you were at a month in and you don't see the gains, you got to keep going because you have faith that they're going to come soon. So that faith is what's going to give you those gains, not nothing else. Because you got to, the first time you go to the gym, you're not going to see no muscle. So you just got to believe you're getting stronger. You might not see it. You can't see it in the mirror. You don't see it in the weight you pushing up. But it's the faith here. It starts here. The faith starts right here, you know? Facts.
I write a song with a great bass hook, you know, and I just let it go, really. And then several days later, you know,
Bro said, I want to write a song several days later. See, as a creative person myself, I have at times felt guilty for my inability to come up with something on the spot when I'm in the mood to write a script for a new animation or start a new song. And I get a good beat and I know I have the energy to vibe and nothing comes. And I would think to myself, man, if I was more talented, maybe I would be able to on the spot come up with something. But here, the greatest, arguably the greatest pop star who has ever lived said, shit, sometimes I want to do something and it will take days before the inspiration actually comes. And so if that is the approach Michael Jackson takes, if that's how he sees it and he's comfortable with it, one of the greatest artists who has ever lived, then if you're a creative person, don't beat yourself up if you don't get inspired right when you would like to.
You know, the whole
Where did that come from?
From above. See,
from above.
Is,
and it's also funny when you hear about a lot of musicians, you'll sometimes figure out their biggest hit don't even be songs they thought were hits or songs they barely tried on. Ain't that funny? That's funny to me. Watch interviews. Whatever. I think I watched an interview with a producer, and the producer was like, man, I think it was the song Wait On You by Future. Early in the morning, late at night. And the nigga, when he was talking about it, he was like, But we didn't even think that. We thought that was trash. We just gonna throw it out there. It's like that just came out of nowhere. That's crazy.
Must come from heaven.
Artists seem to get in the way of the music. Get out of the way of the music.
Now, when he says above and he points up, it's because we have taken the realm that is the realm above our physical dimension, the region where our minds are occupied. Now, of course, if you get religious or hyper spiritual, you start thinking about, you know, the spiritual plane and all that. And I'm not even asserting all of that. But there is something beyond the physical. It is the realm in which intuition lives. It is the reason the
And that's what's funny too. And he trying to he about to get into a spell about why God he don't think is real. But let me say this quick thing. God is all about being, his whole existence is about it being all spiritual, physical plane. If God was a physical thing, then there would be no need for you to believe in him at all, because there's no faith. Just think the things that you most believe in are the things you don't see. Like, you believe your mom love you, right? Can't see it. You might not believe a lot of stuff in this world, but you believe your mom love you though. You might not believe how you gonna pay rent next month, but you believe your mama love you.
Placebo effect is a thing. Think about it. The placebo effect, this is when somebody consumes something that is not supposed to be effective medicinally, such as a sugar pill, but they consume this pill with the assumption that it is real medicine, and then it has an actual effect on their body. See, if the world was merely restricted to a Newtonian paradigm, to a materialistic, naturalistic, solely physical dimension, then the laws of chemistry and physics as we understand it in that traditional sense, it cannot explain why you consume a pill that's a sugar pill and it heals your illness, cures your headache, heals your cancer, reduces your blood pressure. It shouldn't, right? If the world is literally just this Newtonian cause and effect kind of thing where this happened because that happened, and everything can be explained physiologically in the physical realm, then never in a million years should a placebo pill work. But they work all the time because our minds, which are immaterial, which exist in a dimension that we don't understand, in a capacity that we don't understand. We do not understand what consciousness is. Truly has the ability to affect the physical realm. This occurs before the physical. This comes first. This dimension that the mind operates in, it is above, so to speak, the dimension of the physical. And so that is what Michael truly is talking about when he says it comes from above. It comes from heaven. It's coming from a higher plane of existence.
Don't write the music. Let the music write.
That's also why miracles is a thing. Everybody else died in that fire burning house, but he survived. That's a miracle. If you believe in miracles.
Itself.
The dance as well?
Yeah, same.
When you don't think, you enter a state of openness, a flow state.
Man. Michael is on such a fucking... I don't mean to stop, but there's just so much information here, guys. So another thing, notice what Michael says. He says, let the music write itself. Essentially, everything that could ever exist already exists in this other dimension. And all we do is align ourselves with the frequency that aligns with the reality we want to experience. This is why I tell you all the time, just assume the state of the reality that you wish to occupy, and then it must come to fruition. So, for instance, if you assume the state of a person who is loved by the people who he interacts with in his life, that is ultimately what will happen. You will find your reality shifting to align with that dimension, so to speak. And so you're not creating anything. You're just aligning your frequency, which is determined by your subconscious and conscious mind. You're aligning your frequency with the dimension, with the reality that can give you exactly what you want. So Michael essentially has this attitude, to make it real. He has this attitude of the song is going to come to me. There's a certainty. He aligns himself with a frequency that the song will come to me. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to make it happen. And so he just waits. And then that's the reality that manifests.
Some call it to receive the right messages at the right time. If your phone's on do not disturb because you're so busy up there, well, then you can miss the call that'll change your life. The same goes for the ideas and thoughts that you need to receive at the right time to accomplish the dream and goal that you've been working for and waiting for so long. But we often get tricked into thinking that we need to think harder, we need to grind harder, we need to force this work. And that could be the case for some, but if this video found you, I don't think that's so. When you watch Michael Jackson dance, sing, and talk, everything is put together and on point, but it's also very smooth and open and up for interpretation. Effortless, you could even say. You never hear Michael trying to sing good, you know what I mean? He's being an instrument for the creative energy to work through him to convey a message to people. And look at how many hearts he impacted, how many lives he saved and changed. But if he tried to think about any of these things, just as he said, they never would have came. You can't rationalize love. You can't rationalize abundance. It's like trying to rationalize why the earth makes trees create oxygen for us to live. Why is there so many trees for so many animals? There's no logical reason except love. When my mom was first teaching me and my sister how to swim, one of the first things she taught us was how to float. And what determined if you were gonna sink or if you were going to float is how still you could be, how much you could turn off your brain and not think, how much could you.
That's funny. And excuse this fucking cockroach. I don't know what that is. Ooh, I thought I seen it. But no, I think that's an interesting point though about abundance. Abundance is the ability to let go of certainty, but you're certain that you'll always have enough. And I think that's the reason why I can't swim, because when I'm in the water, I don't. Have you ever seen people swim? They look like they ain't got no care in the world. When I swim, I don't give a 4 feet. I feel like I'm gonna die. But in order for you to actually float, you gotta really think like I'm okay. Because once you start panicking, what you do? You sink. You sink. So once you get out, when you stop thinking you're not gonna have enough breath, I would say, oh, I don't think this water's gonna hold me. That's when it comes true.
Let go and have trust in the water.
Shit, I still can't float. I'll be real with you. I haven't tried in a while.
Carry you. And anybody who has ever floated in water knows once you let go and stop thinking about it, you're completely fine. And that's what
it's hard for me to float though, bro. I got my muscles are too dense, my body fat too low, my balls too heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Start to float. It's when you stop, think, and try to rationalize how this water is carrying you. Your fear of the water, that is when you sink. Nature really is one of the greatest teachers.
One of the most important things to being successful is listening. It's listening and watching.
Another reason a lot of people let thinking get in their way is due to the rationalization and being comfortable in the rationalization of oneself. The natural limitations that you put on yourself. You don't even know how far you're gonna go in this life. And more times than not, the only thing that limits you are the only limitations you put on yourself. I say all the time, I feel like if we stopped telling kids that they couldn't fly, eventually kids would start flying. Your mind, the same as the universe, isn't some machine that goes...
I agree 100%. How that would be attained, though, achieved, that's another story. Are they going to start magically levitating? Probably not. I don't know. But more than likely what will happen is some kind of technology will be created that then gives them the ability to move throughout the air freely as if they were flying like a superhero, right? I mean, even just the planes we have today, go back 500 years, such a thing, inconceivable. And so what you place your attention on is the end result. You live from the end and allow the universe to reveal the path.
This is right, this is wrong, but it is rather a well that takes in what it is.
Bro, that reminds me so much of my journey out here to Arizona. The reason why it took me so long to move out here was because because in my life I was fucked up. No money, no job. Car broken down. Car was shit. Car was like, I mean, my mama crashed it, my brother crashed it, so much shit happened. Everything in the world, in the realistic physical world, even my aunties, my mom, my brother, you're not gonna move to Arizona. You can't. How are you gonna do it? You don't have nowhere to stay. Nothing. Soon as I read a Bible verse about it, and that's what got me down here. But it wasn't until I let go of certainty, which that got something to do with the Bible, the verse I'm talking about. As soon as I let go of certainty and just said, hey, I'm just going to pray. Because I prayed before I left. I said, I'm just going to pray. I'm just going to hope that God finds a way each step. It's crazy, bro. It's really crazy. Because if I would have never let go of certainty and the thoughts of others and fear, you really let go of that, God prevailed so much more. That's the craziest thing. And it's kind of crazy that I gain the most when I let go of the most. I let go of security. I let go of family. But I gained so much in this journey. Y'all really gotta listen, man. I really hope this changes y'all. This is a good ass video.
Is told, actions and thoughts included, and puts it back out with that exact same force. One person that has mastered not thinking and rationalizing and putting limits on their self is one of the biggest streamers in the world, Kai Cenat.
Kai, where's your YouTube channel? I got one thing to say. Welcome to my YouTube channel!
One thing about Kai that has always stuck out to me about him was the spontaneity of his art. Even really down to the way he came up. Kai would make Instagram skits and YouTube videos mainly in high school, which gained a little bit of traction since, everybody in New York knows everybody. But he realized in his senior year that he needed to take this content creation thing serious. So he made a vow to himself that he would post on YouTube every other day and post a skit every day on Instagram. And he did exactly that. If you go to Kai Cenat's Facebook page, you can literally see him posting a skit and YouTube video almost every single day for a year straight. Some did good, some did bad, some were cringy, some were funny. And he built a decent platform from doing these skits, ding dong ditch videos blowing up on his channel, and he recently started linking up with his soon-to-be household name group AMP. But he still wasn't one of the biggest streamers in the world. He was just a successful content creator at this point. Until that one day.
From 1 to 10, from 1 to 10.
Okay, first of all, it don't matter. I'm a girl. I'm gonna say all girls are cute. That's not even accurate.
Oh
my.
Yep.
Just aside, you dirty. I want to say shout out to Maury Van Rap. See that, you dirty mother.
That's funny though. That's funny. That's why I think. I think about the biggest artists out. Rod Wave is a good example to me. I feel like the artists who show the most humility and allow people to think loud. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit because I'm gonna kill that motherfucker after. I don't know if I can say that. I'm gonna get that motherfucking cockroach. I don't know why he wanna fuck up my video, but it's like he in a room with me. You finna get something when I find you. But the artists I see have the most humility. is the ones I see do the best. Rod Wave is a great example. Like, people love other artists other than Rod Wave, but have you ever been to a Rod Wave concert or just notice how your city get when Rod Wave is coming to town? These people cry because they can feel like, he shows so much humility. He shows that he's such a person. So he doesn't. And NBA YoungBoy is a good example too, when he talk about his relationship with his peoples and telling y'all he got certain STDs and everything. The fact that he's letting go the fear of what people think about, I think that's what draws people in. And I think Kai did that too right here, showing his Bronx, wherever, you know, like showing, like a lot of the people, you won't record where you at because you're like, what people gonna think when I live with my mom? What do people think like this? People think like that. Some people might see that and love a realness in it. I think now, more than ever, realness is the best thing. The more people know you, the more personable you are, the more people mess with you. That's facts.
Why you got rap in your crib? What? What's up? Why is there raps in your crib, Kyle? Talk to me. Talk to me.
I don't know, bro.
So in 1 year, you became After this clip went viral, Kai Cenat officially became one of the most iconic streamers the industry has seen and started his climb to the top. And well, y'all know the rest of that story. But the same as Michael Jackson, notice how the thing that sent him over the top into his stardom, his most iconic clips are of him not thinking. They are very spontaneous and they kind of just happen to him.
You good? You good? Bae, you good?
Shit. What's up? It's on the phone. Nick, listen. Talk about
the blood clot is.
Oh, you mean with the blood clot? You see what me I do? She didn't put the phone with a real general. No, put them on the
shit.
phone now.
Kai got some Jamaican in him. Oh shit.
Put the man, put the bomb clot. Now.
He was just floating, being himself. By not forcing the viral moment, the universe naturally brings them. You ever tried to be funny around a group of people and it's just awkward because it's not funny? Versus when you're just in your element, you just talking your shit, you just joking, and the jokes just flow so well. When you chase the dog of ideas, it's in its nature to naturally run away. The grandest, most iconic moments, songs, and content is not well thought out or completely planned out most of the times in the beginning. More times than not, it is rather stumbled upon. The same way your best friend or partner, you end up meeting them one day because you happen to be late to class, or you sat in the wrong seat, or you randomly go into a store one day. Divine timing, some call it. The other big reason you must not think, and one of the most important, is due to the dichotomy of your self-image. As I said before, the limitations you have are the ones you put and think about yourself. Your perception of what you believe about yourself in your own life is what the world and people will reflect onto you. One thing I want y'all to realize is the most famous rich person y'all look up to and you wish you had their life, understand that they were once just like you. The spotlight, the money, the validation is a reflection of something that changed on the inside, not the outside. Definitely. And once you apply that basic principle, you will realize there is nothing you can't have because you don't even think that there is anything you can't have. You naturally feel like you can have anything. A perfect example of this is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Now, yes, we have all heard about the infamous story of Michael Jordan getting cut in 10th grade from his varsity team and getting sent down to JV. He was 5'10" at the time, and coaches didn't see too much of a promising future of him besides him just being a key role player. And with his parents being 5'10" and 5'5", it didn't seem like he had much growing to do either. But Michael Jordan thought different of himself. He didn't care about the limitations that the coaches put on him for just being a short role player, but also he didn't care about the same limitations that his parents' genetics put on him height-wise. Call me crazy, but I believe Michael Jordan was so delusional that he willed the body, height included, that he needed to accomplish
this. Is science. It's called epigenetics. Okay, this is who I was actually thinking about. His name is Dr. Bruce Lipton. You know what? I'll even go ahead and drop the link to this talk in the description of this video if I can remember, but if I don't, this is the title, and it's on Tony Robbins' channel. And this guy, he actually is smart. He has a PhD and all that, and I think he's a biologist or something like that. He's done a lot of work in the realm of the human genome, and in it he talks about how your genes, the way your genes are expressed, can be modified after birth and are influenced primarily by your beliefs. My dad is 6 feet tall. My mother is 5'9". Now, I do have tall people in my family, but nobody saw it coming that I was going to be 6'5", almost 6'6". I don't know why, but from a very young age, I just was convinced that I was going to be incredibly tall. And my little brother, his father is 6'1". His our mom, again, 5'9".
Nigga, why is you not in the NBA? What? You know what? I really don't like tall nigga. That's some shit I'm be honest about that. When you that tall, my nigga, why you not dunking? The Lakers need a center, my nigga. A shooting guard. Shaw Ford. I'm gonna let him hoop, bro. 6'5"? Nigga, if I just happen to be taller than 6'4", bro, there will never be a day on this planet I didn't dribble the ball. I don't care if I was 30. I'm going to make it to the NBA. I do not give a fuck. I'm gonna be the most delusional nigga. I could be 40. 6'5"?
Around that range. He's 6'7", 6'8". I truly believe that's because he just always thought he was going to be taller than me, bro. I really do. And I think he thought that because his dad is taller than my dad. And he saw how tall I became. And so he just believed he was destined to be taller than me. And I don't remember if I used to tell him he'd be taller than me. I think I did. Anyway, I have a little brother from my dad, different chick. And he is like 5'7", you know? So this is what I'm trying to say, man. That when he says that Michael Jordan was so delusional that he just believed he was destined to be this great basketball player, and that also included him needing to be tall. His belief that would come into fruition, causing his genes to express in such a way that he grew so much taller than what would have been predicted based on his parents' height. There's actual science to back that up. Go check out that conversation with the guy to hear it articulated by someone who actually knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Dreams. Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, when you try to look at yourself and go, that's not possible. Because when you try to think about it logically and rationalize it, he wasn't supposed to be nowhere near his height. None of his brothers even touched 5'9". When you think about it,
look at that.
It wasn't supposed.
How do you explain that?
To happen that way. All of the signs were saying this ain't for you. If he thought about it, he would have logically told himself that rationally this was not possible. And a lot of people in that same position, no matter what it is in life, I'm gonna say 99% of people will succumb and continue to fall for that rationalization of thinking. Some people will say that's because he's 1 in a million, that he made it through and he accomplished and he growed that tall. But why is he 1 in a million? Because he believed. He didn't think. Because
100%.
Thinking requires logical proof to back it up. Belief and faith requires none of that. He believed that he was good enough to make it to the NBA. And after practice, confidence, and applying it, the world believed it too. His mind made his body believe
You got to prove it first to yourself. You have to believe it first yourself for it to be proven to you, and then it will be proven to the world.
Too, and made him grow.
Determination, what your motives are, what your ambitions were from the beginning. It's been a lot of soul searching in terms of it's easy to sit back and say, well, I've given my best. I'm tired. Somebody else got to do it or whatever. I didn't take that approach. I thought positively and said, whatever I could do, every little inch of energy that I have, I'm going to try to provide for this team. I mean, if you give up, then they give up. So I didn't want to give up. No matter how sick I was, or how tired I was, or how, low on energy I was, I felt the obligation, to my team, to the city of Chicago, to go out and give that extra effort.
For these things to work, you most importantly have to have a love for what you're doing. Each one of these individuals had a love for the thing they were doing, even when it was not working or it didn't look promising. And that's because love isn't thinking, it's entrusting knowing, feeling. It's why a mama lion will die protecting her cub the same way your mom would for you. And only one of those creatures, us being the humans, have the ability to critically think and rationalize. It's why a mom can see a car on her baby and through brute strength lift it up. Love. It's the pure love that radiates through us all. It connects us. It requires no thinking. That alone will continue to fuel the fires of our souls and allow us to receive what is needed on our journeys. And that is the true art of not thinking.
Yeah, nah, bro, that was some real shit. And that's why I have abundance with a lot of stuff, because it's abundance, man. It's abundance. It's a belief that it's always gonna come to you. And just the love and faith for everything. Like, I think the times when you're not being seen and you're working on something, that's where your true faith comes into part. Like when people do something, they look for results. If you're looking for results after anything you do, then you don't really got faith. Because when you get to that point, numbers don't matter to you. The odds on you don't matter to you. Like, that's why it's a lot of times you shouldn't believe what your parents want for you, because your parents, they want you to become safe, and in order for you to do something great or something that you really want to do, you gotta like separate your idea from that. Just think if you think about any, like I said, Obama's mine. I would say Obama's mine, bro. I just think back like, bro, we just in a country, which I love the country we in now, because they embrace black folks and stuff like that, and they got chances, opportunity. But just imagine, I don't think nobody imagined. Like when he was just think about when he was little, you're like 10 years old. For him to even imagine, hey, boom, I could be the president of the United States. That's I don't think y'all really think about how crazy that is. Or come on now, or just anything that ever been invented. Just think about anything. Like, just think about the first time the dude came to him with a light. He came to him like, nigga, man, we ain't gonna even need to use a fucking. He came to his homie, he was like, bro, you know what? I don't know why you keep using these candles, cause nigga, I ain't gonna lie. We ain't gonna need to use these candles here in a little bit. All these fucking fires and shit happening. And niggas like, bro, shut up, nigga. You don't even know what you talking about, bro. We gonna be always using fucking candles and shit to light up the room. He's like, bro, I swear to God, next week we gonna have light. I'm working on some shit called the light bulb. Bro, get your dumb ass out of my face. Boom. We got light bulbs. We got all types of lights. We got UV lights. Nigga, we got UV lights, nigga. We got it. Nigga, name the light, we got it. It came from delusion, though. That's how God put delusion in us so we can keep progressing mankind. I'm trying to tell you, if you're not in your delusional state, you're not even progressing your family or mankind itself. Like, how? Just think. Like, nigga, we keep sleeping outside, bro. I'm about to make a house. A house, nigga. What? Yeah, bro, a house, bro. We can't keep sleeping outside. I'm trying to tell you, bro. So, and let me know what y'all think, man. Keep sending videos in. This was a great video. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. Like, comment, subscribe. Now, where you going? I don't really know, but I know we on the road to 1,000. I'm gone. Loaded up, young nigga, let it get loaded up. Pour some drink, yeah, I pour. In it tonight in the streets, I'm